How would you sum up the exhibition season Klay Holmes had?
Pretty good, not gonna lie, but it's spring training, now got to translate it to the regular season, but he put himself in a really good position, came in a really good spot, and he continues to get better. We saw it today, getting 6 ups. I think he struck out 8, but the right changeup. I thought the cutter today was a pitch that continues to get better, and on top of that, the sinker, the slider, the sweeper. Yeah, I mean, pretty impressive camp. Now, it's go time.
Batty obviously continues to hit well, play well defensively. He's had good springs in the past and it hasn't translated. How do you know, or what gives you confidence that this is real?
Yeah, he's got to go out and do it. He's got to trust the work that he not only did in the off season, but what he's been doing here in camp, and he's having results. So I think it comes down to just having some confidence, not trying to do too much, just continue to trust your work. So hopefully that's the case here, and again, if you get the opportunity, go out and do it, be yourself. So.
This hasn't exactly been an easy few years for Batty, going up and down and switching positions. How have you thought that he's handled it all?
Great. Like you said, it hasn't been easy. Makes the team out of opening day last year, gets sent back down, and doesn't get the call again. And we start asking him to play some new positions, and he adjusted, and he took it well. Came into camp, competing. And here he is competing. He's doing everything he can in his power. And sometimes you need that as a player. Everyone's going to face adversity, and he's handled that the best he can. He's having good results here in spring training. And hopefully, experience, he's more mature. He's going through it before. So hopefully, now it's time for him to go do it in the regular season.
Hey, Carlos. Offensively for Brett, is there anything that he's doing differently this spring, whether mechanically at the plate or just decision-making, that is different than last spring that has encouraged you the most?
Yeah, I think the one thing that's sticking out to me is how he's getting behind the baseball. He's trusting his hands, using the whole field, and he's ready to hit. So when he's getting pitches, he's putting a really good swing on it. We've seen it drive the ball the other way. Yesterday he did that. Today he pulls the ball, hit one dead center. Like, he's getting himself in a really good position, and he's staying behind the ball nicely.
Do you think that's more just being aggressive or comfortable, or a combination of
I think it's a little bit of both, knowing that he's got to get ready to hit early, and if he's getting those pitches early in count, like not missing them, being on time for the fastball, and using the whole field. So he's doing that right now.
That was risky. What did you think of Nunez?
I thought it was good. Stuff-wise, I think he hit 98, hitting 97. Other than, I think I would say it's more of a pitch selection there. 1-2 left of fastball. Middle of the plate. But felt good. Stuff was good. So
Will he get maybe one more down here? You think?
yeah, that's the plan, that he gets one more here.
So along those lines, would that one more be like Sunday to give him 2 out of 3, or do you think he?
We'll see. Yeah. I think let's wait till see how he feels tomorrow. It could be Sunday, it could be Monday. So.
And what's the pitching plan for tomorrow?
Pitching plan for tomorrow. That's a good question. I had it on my board. I'll get it to you. Is it McGill?
McGill.
Yeah. So it's McGill's day. So McGill will start. Blackburn's pitching on a minor league game.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you comfortable with Nunez on the opening day roster with 3 appearances in Grapefruit League play?
That's what we have to wait here and see. How he responds to it. Let's see how he feels tomorrow. When is he gonna, whether it's a Sunday or Monday, and then go from there. I think it's day to day. Let's wait till he makes that third outing, and then we'll have a decision there.
Just going back to Brady, are you comfortable with saying that he's your opening day second baseman?
I'm not ready to say that he's he's putting himself in a good position.
How do you assess your spring?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like things are really ending for me. I feel like it's just another, part of the process. But, I feel like the plan we had in place from the get-go was, right on track. And, we wanted to get to 90 pitches by the end of spring. And we're here. I think it's just a testament to having, some very thoughtful and intentional plan going into this. And it's nice to kind of see it come to fruition and just being in such a good spot right now. And, I think, like I said, just really have a good foundation set for the season and looking forward to, keep building on this.
How does the Arsenal feel on the whole?
Feels good. I think today, I wanted to, really kind of throw everything pretty balanced and just see how all my pitches played. And I think we threw, quite a bit of the sliders, sweepers, change-ups, cutters. So it feels good. And I think just, the more reps I get going back and forth between all the pitches, keeping the shapes the same, it's important just to get those reps and build on them. I know my sinker's there and I can get outs with it, but just to see in some other pitches, kind of play and get some swing and miss, some outs with those, I think it's important, just to be able to get outs multiple ways now.
What's it going to be like for you to go out there Thursday and be the guy on opening day?
I'm excited. I mean, opening days, it's a special day. It's, there's a long off season, and this is a day that you're working towards, and for it to be here, it just it feels special, and be able to have the Mets uniform on and really compete and to be on the field with the guys in the locker room is going to be special. You can see there's a lot of people in here that really care, that have worked really hard to put themselves in a position, to be the best player they can and the best team we can. And we know the opportunity we have in front of us, and we're looking forward to attacking it from day one.
You mentioned last time feeling a little bit that fatigue around pitch 70, 5 ups. You got your 6 up today, went a little bit further. How did that feel today?
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much physical today. I feel like physically I was in a pretty good spot. Just 6 ups just feels long. I feel like you're pitching forever out there. So I think that's just a mental thing. It's like just having that mental endurance too. You're really thinking through a lot of things. You're thinking about how you pitched a batter last time and how you're going to pitch him this next time. And those are just things you don't really do as a reliever. And I think just that mental processing, just makes things feel long because it can be tiring too. And so. And physically, I'm in a good spot, and I think it's just getting used to the ups, and I'm glad we got to get to 6 today.
Getting used to the ups, is that something that's more like when you're actually doing it, when you're pitching, or in the days that follow?
Some of both. I do think you can feel the ups for sure, but I think the more tired you get, just a little bit harder it is to get going after those ups. So just knowing how to keep your body ready, how to focus, what to focus on, as you start to get fatigued. Just how to, really stay focused and locked in, in those later innings as those ups starts to build. And so it definitely can start to accumulate. And, you can – I think there is something too, not just pitch counts, but, the ups. I think you can feel those, too, the days after.
What have you learned about just the process of attacking a lineup the second time around, just in this short time that you've had to do it?
Yeah, I think the big thing is just reading swings. Should kind of see, what kind of approach the hitter has. Is there some type of team approach? Is a certain hitter trying to do a certain thing, and really, how to attack that. Just being really, really aware of the swings, and I think that just kind of tells you where you need to go, what you need to use, what you can still keep attacking. because with a bigger arsenal, it can be tempting just to throw new things and do new things, but to have a purpose behind it, you really need to. I think see where the batter's at and read the swings, and I think starting there's probably a little bit more just attention to that and processing of where I think the hitter's at and the lineup's at.
Somebody told you a few years ago that you would be an opening day starter right now. What would you have thought?
Some crazy things must have happened. I don't know. It definitely wasn't. I've said this. It's not like something I was necessarily striving for. Or, I want this to happen. But just kind of organically, came about, and I think for me, I'm a learner. I'm curious. I'm always thinking, and sometimes life takes you on certain routes, and you roll with it. And so I think it's meant to be. I'm excited. I think I'm in a great spot, and I haven't been this excited just to attack a season, attack the next day in a while. So I think it's just kind of giving me some some excitement, some something to look forward to, and like I said, I think it's gonna be a fun year ahead.